Welcome back to another Bus Life video.
This week we're travelling the Eyre Peninsula in our self-converted Toyota Coaster motorhome, and we're bringing you along for the ride.
Welcome back to another video. We're in South Australia, as you would have seen in last week's video. We just did our Nullarbor crossing.
Yeah, and the Nullarbor, if you ask me, is pretty much like any other country drive that we've ever done, hey?
Yeah, very similar.
We are new to YouTube and Bus Life, but we have done a lot of outback travel before. We've been up north in Western Australia and that sort of thing, and yeah, the Nullarbor wasn't that different.
If anything, it felt kind of less remote because there were so many roadhouses.
The roadhouses are really close together, like every hour and a half or so. It was actually a little bit more scenic than I thought as well, because there was a long section between Majura and pretty much Eucla. There's a big scarp that follows the roadside.
That was really cool.
There was a lot of trees for a big part of the drive as well. There was only, I guess, maybe about a third of it. There was hardly anything. But
it was still boring, don't get me wrong, because we shoved a whole lot of driving into 2 days, but...
I think the most exciting part was when we just crossed over into South Australia and we started seeing the wombat signs.
Yeah, we weren't expecting that. We didn't know that there's wombats in South Australia.
Yeah, and unfortunately, my first wombat sighting was a squashed one on the edge of the road. So they are there, but we didn't see any living and breathing. Other than that, we didn't see much wildlife. No. I saw 2 alive dingoes, 1 dead dingo, 1 kangaroo for the whole Nullarbor. And it was in the middle of the day. We did a lot of night driving, which people say not to do, but everybody's experience is going to differ, I think. Different times of year there might be more wildlife, but we saw hardly anything.
Nate's got a little bit of experience driving at night as well, so we weren't too worried about it.
I've done a lot of remote nighttime driving in my four-wheel drive, and I'm comfortable with it. We just go a little bit slow, and it was fine. But now we have just pulled into Streaky Bay on the Eyre Peninsula.
So exciting.
And we're gonna go to the visitor centre because we need to figure out where we can fill up our fresh water tanks and have a walk around town, check it out.
Alright, let's go.
So we are just heading out to the Talia Caves, which are about an hour south of Streaky Bay, and we've just got to the access road, which is gravel. I've heard mixed reviews of this track. Somebody has said that they got about halfway and turned around because the road was so bad, and then other people say it's not too bad. So we really try and avoid gravel roads as much as possible in our bus because it's a bit precious. But we're just going to take it really slow and see if we can get in there, because it looks like a pretty cool spot. So it might take us half an hour to go 6 kilometres, but that's okay. The road is pretty bad, so the people that said that they turned around and said that the road was in crap condition, I believe those over the people that just told us, oh no, it's not too bad, you'll be fine.
Yeah, we just spoke to someone in the visitor centre and they were like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, just do it. but we'll get there. We've gone 1 kilometre so far. We're travelling between 10 and 15 k's an hour and just swerving across the road to try and stay on the smoothest areas. I've been on much worse roads, but the bus is a bit precious to me, so we don't like to do this too often.
Yeah. So this is one of the main reasons why we're skipping a lot of the Eyre Peninsula, that and also because we're on a bit of a time crunch. But yeah, this road is only 6 kilometres to get to where we want to go, but if we're wanting to go to some of the other spots, it's like 30 or 40 kilometres on gravel roads that are corrugated, and it's just not what we want to do in our bus. If you're in a different vehicle, then absolutely, but like Nath said, this is precious to us and it's new. We don't want to ruin it in the first couple of months of travelling, so we're not trying to rattle everything loose.
Destination will be on the right.
Well, we've made it. The coastline down here on the Eyre Peninsula is absolutely wild. The waves out there are a bit scary, so I'm trying to stay well away from the water's edge, but I think they could probably still get me here. I'm just heading back towards the cabin that we were in earlier. Gonna do some photography this afternoon while Shana is chilling and reading her book. It's definitely a good first destination in South Australia, that's for sure.
So we've come back into Streaky Bay this morning and we're just going to catch up with one of my friends for a coffee and her partner. They're currently travelling across the opposite way from Sydney to Esperance. So it just so happened that we're both in Streaky Bay at the same time. So yeah, we're just going to head there for a coffee with them now and a little catch up, and then heading out to
Murphy's Haystacks.
Murphy's Haystacks.
For sunset. So we're just heading out of town to Murphy's Haystacks and we're planning to camp here, but I can't find any information anywhere online about how you pay for it. It costs $10 a night. I don't know if it's online booking or you just put $10 cash in a little box on your way out, or what the go is. So we're just gonna go there, we're gonna camp the night, and we'll figure out how to pay for it later. But looking forward to seeing it. It looks pretty cool. We haven't vlogged anything this afternoon because it's been so windy, but I'm just making a cup of tea with some Haystacks honey, which is locally made. We purchased this from the visitor centre yesterday, but you can actually get it from the entry point here as well. There's a little box, and I don't know how much it was. Did you check, Shana?
I think it was $14 for that little one.
$14. Yeah, so the guy that owns this place, Murphy's Haystacks, makes some honey as well. And I'm going to try it out in a cup of tea. Is that too much?
That is a lot of honey for a cup of tea, bub. Oh my god, you're making a mess.
Hang on. That's way too much, isn't it?
So we are still at Murphy's Haystacks this morning. Nath has been getting lots of photos.
Hi.
He was even up last night doing astro as well. So definitely making the most of this place.
So we're heading out to a town called Elliston today. Not really sure what to expect of the place, but first things first, we have to have a shower because we haven't had a wash for a few days. We haven't been swimming out here either. So we're feeling very, very uncomfortable, aren't we? So we've been struggling a little bit to get out and film stuff this week, and that's mostly just because the weather here in the Eyre Peninsula has been so windy. So we can't really get out of the bus and go for a walk and film anything. But we are in Port Neal now, which is on the eastern side of the Eyre Peninsula. We did quite a bit of driving last night, and Shana's been back at work today. It's actually really quite nice here. We've found a shady spot to park up for the day. There's water just over there behind me, and it's not too crazy. It's actually blue clear water, which is nice. And now we are heading into Port Lincoln, which I think is a pretty big town / city, just to stock up. It's our first Coles and Woolies since we left Esperance. So we're going to do a big food shop and see how we go. We probably won't get there till it's dark though.
And just like that, for the first time since we arrived in South Australia, I feel like I like somewhere. We just arrived in Port Lincoln. We're currently driving into the town now, and so far there's hills, there's trees, there's water, and it's not just dry paddocks everywhere, and it actually looks really nice. So keen to check it out. We're getting here pretty late, unfortunately, but we should be in this general area for the next couple of days. We're going to Coffin Bay tomorrow, but then we'll be in this area, so should be able to have some time to have a look around. So we're currently in Coffin Bay. We got here early this morning, but I've had work all day, and now we're just going to head out to the national park, I think, for sunset. Maybe go and find somewhere for a swim. It was only forecasted to be 24 degrees today, but it ended up being like 31 or 32, and we've just been cooking all day in the bus. So it would be really nice to go for a swim. I just had a really cold shower at the beach here. But yeah, would love to go for an actual swim if possible. But yeah, the time difference is a bit funny here. So it's 6 o'clock, but the sun doesn't set until like 8 something. So we've still got a bit of time. Out of the servo. What did you just say to me?
I was just saying it's like amazing how nice and friendly everybody is here in Port Lincoln.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a shock. Like, for example, in Esperance I was trying to cross the road at a crosswalk and everybody was speeding up to not let me past on the crosswalk. But in Port Lincoln, it's not even a crosswalk and everybody can see us there. Hey, look, there's another coaster.
Oh.
Everybody can see us waiting to cross the road, and they were just stop and wave us through when they
Yeah.
don't have to do that.
Even in peak
But-
hour traffic, people are
Yeah.
like stopping and letting people pass.
Everybody's just coming up to have a chat to us.
Roundabout,
Yeah.
Take the second exit onto Liberty
Even the guy at the servo just then was super friendly, having a chat. Back in Perth, there's like the service station attendant would probably just ignore you until you walk to the till with all the stuff you want.
Yeah. Tell you the price and that's
Yeah.
it.
And the town itself is an RV friendly town, so we are hoping that we can get a spot at the boat ramp tonight. It's only $13.50 if you're fully self-contained, so I think that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been there yet. The sun's about to set, but we're going to try and get there before it starts.
B100.
Thoughts on the budget-friendly RV camp?
Yeah. So good. Probably the nicest RV stop thing that we've stayed at.
Yeah.
It's only $13, was it? $13.50?
Well, what they don't tell you is when you check out, it adds tax on.
Oh.
So it's more like 15.
Oh,
But it's
I think it's worth it.
it's still a fair price for being able to camp like right in a major town,
Yeah.
so close, and we're like right on the waterfront. It's
Yeah, it's
nice.
so pretty and it's nice and quiet. There's about maybe 4 other RVs here. So yeah, really enjoying it. As you can probably tell, I've changed my tune a little bit since the first half of this vlog. I wasn't really enjoying South Australia. I think it was just because of the heat and how dry everything was, and we were just driving a lot and I was a bit not loving it. But since we got to Coffin Bay, that all turned around, and then we got to Port Lincoln today, and I've gone shopping and gone out for lunch. Enjoyed some of the luxuries
Yeah.
that we don't usually get to do. So yeah, I'm feeling refreshed, and I guess South Australia is okay.
We've been here for a week now
Have we?
in South Australia, yeah.
Wow, went
Yeah.
quickly.
So originally we weren't even going to explore much of the Eyre Peninsula at all, and we certainly didn't plan on coming all the way down to Port Lincoln, but we're glad that we did. And the reason we're going to skip it initially was because we thought there was nothing really to see if you don't have a four-wheel drive, and you definitely miss out on a lot, but there's still a bit we can go and do, and I think it's worth it. And the reason why we're staying for so long now is because it is still so hot.
Everywhere else.
Yeah, we don't want to head north to Port Augusta yet because it's like 37 degrees every day, whereas here today it was 20. So it's definitely the place to be.
Yeah.
We do have to leave eventually though.
Yes, we do. Start making our way towards Adelaide. We've got some packages coming as well, so we don't want to leave them at the post office for too long.
Yeah. We'll probably stay here another couple of days, but
Yeah.
then we'll move along.
How do I open it?
You don't, you just passed me the whole box.
And now we're going to have a sweet treat and watch our show White Lotus.
And that is all. Goodbye.
Right.
See you in a few
tomorrow.
days.
Our washing is done. The bus is clean. We've done a food shop. And now we have to go fill up our water tanks and fuel up. And then we're heading to the beach, finally. So I've just got back to the bus after that very refreshing swim. It was freezing in there, really cold, but it was beautiful. And we met the loveliest couple. We were chatting to this couple for about an hour down there. And yeah, it was just really nice. Like, I love meeting people, and we really have just met the loveliest people on our travels so far. And just really kind, like inviting us to come and stay with them when we get around to that part of Australia. And yeah, it's just really heartwarming, and it's nice to have those interactions when I am missing friends and family from home, and just having a little chit chat to someone other than Nath, which has been really nice. But yeah, I've just got back to the bus and I'm snacking on these cotton candy grapes that we got today. Sorry, am I focusing? And they literally taste like cotton candy. I don't know if you guys have tried these before, but if you haven't, you need to. Like, I don't know what magic they do, but it even smells sweet. Like, they're so good. And I'm just gonna relax. Nate's gone out to shoot sunset over at some of the rocks where we just were. And yeah, I'm just gonna read my book, relax, see if I can be bothered to make something for dinner. And yeah. What do you reckon of the drive so far?
Port Augusta was surprisingly really beautiful. And we've just come through a section which was really boring. Looks like the wheat belt in WA. It is wheat farms. And now we've found a nice little shady park to have some brunch. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Overall.
Well, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching.
We've been filming for about a week now, and usually we're a lot more organised than this, but we have no idea how this video's turned out. So
hopefully it was good. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Might be a bit all over the place. Sorry about that if it is. Next week will be a little bit more organised. It's just because we've done a lot of driving around and traveling. It's
Mm.
been hard to really plan anything because of the weather as well. So we are about 2.5 hours out of Adelaide, and that's where we'll be in next week's video. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. Make sure you subscribe if you want to keep up to our future travels.
Mhm.
Anything you'd like to say?
No.
All right. See ya.
See ya.